Today we're delving straight into our content, which is three bullet point topics that we have to discuss with you today. The first one is using the bell effectively. We're still seeing people, Stuart, on LinkedIn sending in your inbox, share, like, and these sorts of things. I would say that having the bell introduced as a new feature is way now you could limit that interaction where people reaching out to you to share or like their posts. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the problem is it's improving the quality of the feed because we talk about scrolling down and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much on there, and can you might have a nice banner so you can stand out and what have you. That's fine, but with the bell, if you use it properly, and there's some other things we'll come on to, sort of part 2 and 3. If you use the bell effectively, you will have the right quality of stuff in your feed, so you won't be scrolling down. You just great, great. Respond, say something, add value, but it's about getting that mix right. So first of all, you find out who are you interested in communicating to. So for me, LinkedIn, I'm a LinkedIn trainer, so I'm on the bell with lots of LinkedIn trainers, and they are with me, and you pick up different things. And there's 2 different ways on the bell. One, you can just go for top posts, so you get, if you press it twice, you get an outline. Because some people post too much, and you probably think, well, if they're posting 5-10 times a week, I only want to really comment once or twice. So just go for the top ones, because that'd be proper engagement. Because some of them, they do only get a few comments and a few likes. So you don't necessarily want to waste your time with that. But some people, you might think every time they post, they do 2 to 3, I really want to see what they're doing, because 9 times out of 10, I will want to add value to it. So then you have the solid bell. So you've got that. That's great. So you've ticked them. Now, the thing that I haven't worked out how to do, and I don't know if anybody out there actually knows this, it would be good if we could have a list of all the bells that we've rung. Because I don't believe that's there. I'm pretty certain it's not.
No, it's not there.
Technical guy. No, I'm certain it's not. Maybe some of the technical guys know there is a way to do it, but I've never heard anyone say that at all. So the best way to do it is you've rung people's bells, you've forgotten. Okay, I keep a schedule on another screen of the people that I'm interested in learning from and sharing with them as well. So what you need to do is you've got them, their bell has been, you've lit up their bell. Now you go on to their, because you might miss it. So you go on to their actual profile and you go down and think, yeah, that's a good one. I haven't heard from him for ages. Goodness me. Right. Boom, go on, pass comment, tells the algorithm, okay, he's ding ding, rung the bell, he's done nothing with it. So is he just a sleeper? No, he's passed comment. So now next time John, for example, posts something that is really insightful, boom, it comes up in your notifications. So if you do that on everybody's, it then fine tunes your bell. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Yes, makes sense. Definitely, yeah. I love that. This feature is really an awesome feature because it gives you the opportunity for people's content that you love to be able to see their content when next that they post. And that is something very intriguing. So it acts like how YouTube is in terms of subscribing to someone's channel. You are subscribing to people's content. So you love, let's say, this person content, you love that person content, you subscribe, and it will be in your newsfeed. Just keep on checking the notifications to see where their content will be at when next that they post, and you will always be educating yourself, because on this platform, I always tell people, you want to learn about how to go about the platform. You want to provide educational content, inspirational content, and also you want your content to be entertaining, most importantly.
Yeah, I think it's important as well, when you do this comment, because you're trying to manipulate it to come into your feed, if you just say, oh, that's great, well, that will be ignored. You've got to do it at least 6 words, preferably more, because then it recognizes that you're actually potentially adding value, because it doesn't necessarily agree with what you're saying. It knows you're adding value, so that's good. But then if you're putting more in it, so you're actually now featuring. You're like one of the featured posts, because when you go on, I know you can pin it, but if we park that for a minute, just on the normal thing, if the most meaningful posts normally are either the largest or one from the author. But if you put a larger one on there, so 2 or 3 paragraphs, and it's meaningful, and it's perhaps got a question mark in it, so you're asking back the author something, oh, you're the most relevant. Algorithm thinks, aha, he's interested in John's stuff. Put a meaningful comment in, right, I'll make sure he doesn't miss that. And actually, I don't think he knows about so-and-so, because he does similar content, boom, and that comes into your feed. So it's just a way of manipulating it.
Yeah, so true. And jumping into deselecting content you don't want to see. It's basically clearing your news feed from content that you don't want to be noticing. So how it is that we go about doing something like that, Stuart?
Right, okay. Okay. So the first thing is only comment on information, people that you're interested in. If you let's say you get wound up about something, oh, this is rubbish, what are you doing that for? That will start to feature in your feed, and you don't want that. So some people you just think, or some companies you think, this is no good, this is driving me nuts. So when you get the comment, the top 3 dots in the right-hand corner, click them, and you have a chance to basically unfollow them or remove them totally. Now that's perhaps a bit harsh to remove them totally. But if you just unfollow, they don't know that you said, I'm not interested in your stuff anymore. It's just you're not actually getting all their information through, but you're still connected. Yeah. So they will, because the important thing as well, because it's marketing both ways, that they will still see what you are marketing, but you just won't see their stuff.
Yeah.
So it's quite a little canny way just to stuff that you're getting in your feed that you don't want. Click the 3 dots, get rid of it.
And a lot of people having the problem now that, yes, they increase their following. Their following could be 20 to 30,000 followers, but their engagement has dipped. And why is that? Because you accept every connection. Not every connection you should accept, because at the end of the day, some connections, they are not really active. So like, they're not posting content the way how you will be a content creator posting content on this awesome platform. So yes, some people may say, I should accept every connection, but accepting every connection penalizes your reach in terms of engagement. And that is the problem that we are seeing a lot on LinkedIn. And when you see someone who has 20, 30,000 followers, but the engagement is like 20 or 30 likes, you have to wonder how come that these people who have that number of following have that low engagement. It's because that the connections that they connected to, they are not active on the platform. So when the content is being posted, nobody is not really there to actually engage into it. So they have connections that not active. That way Sales Navigator comes in and be able to give you who are active within a 30-day period. So you know who to connect with from who not to connect with. So this is something very crucial for those who are seeing a dip in the engagement on LinkedIn.
Absolutely. I have to say I have a criteria. So I want sounds a bit harsh, and I do apologize, but it's not 100%, because I do look at people's profiles. So generally 1,000 followers or 1,000 connections. If they've got 1,000 connections, I flick through, have they set it up properly? Sometimes they're new. They could be graduates. They could be the first time on LinkedIn. That's different. I'm there to help and guide as well. But when you see people think, well, they've been around for a while, oh, they haven't even filled it in properly. Well, okay, follow me. And then, because it shows you this person's following you, but would like to connect. You don't have to connect. So they're still going to build from getting your content. But it's a way of doing exactly what you've just said. If you have everyone following, but they're not actually active. They've never posted. They've never done this. They've never done that. Well, that's going to mess up your feed.
Definitely, certainly, and it's very intriguing to know that you build up this following on LinkedIn, and you, in your mind, saying, yes, I have accomplished a goal of 20, 30,000 followers, but I rather have 5,000 followers and have an engagement that have a probability to the following, to the engagement. Meaning, if you have 5,000 followers, you should have at least an engagement of, I would say, 20 to 40. 10 and over, it should be between 50 to 100. So it have that probability ratio going forward so that you could be able to track your metrics as you grow, you increase your engagement. That's how it's supposed to be. But more people are studying in terms of vanity metrics on the following aspect and not in terms of the providing great content and watching the connections to know who are active from who are inactive. So don't study about the followers that you have on your LinkedIn account. Study about the people who providing content and who are active on the platform, who that you could provide content to and also reciprocate when it is that they engage in your content, because it's a two-way flow. It cannot be one way. And that is something we have to totally take in consideration.
Absolutely, because it's like, as I said, with the content creators and the LinkedIn coaches, we comment on each other's posts, but then because we're doing it and adding value or asking a question, whatever, it then gets pushed out to all their people as well. So, but it's going to the people that you've just said that are actually active and are interested in trying to grow on the platform. So it's a good way to do it. We've had quite a lot of comments come in. One just to pick up on, if I could, Antonio, which is one about how many first degrees can you have? Well, you can have up to 30,000 first degree connections.
Yes,
that sounds, oh my God, I've only got like 9,000 or something. So it seems a massive amount. But you can have as many followers as you like. I think that the record is something like 30 million or something with Bill Gates or Richard Branson or something of that order. But of normal people, people get into the millions. There's lots of people in the millions, but it's 30,000. But be selective, because if you imagine if all of a sudden you accelerate because you're putting so much into the platform and you're getting followers, some people are getting hundreds per day, which is unbelievable. If you say yes, then all of a sudden you find someone that's absolutely fantastic. You've now got to go back through your connections and say sorry, no. That's a pain. So it's best to be selective from the get-go. It helps that feed that Antonio was just talking about. So 30,000 is the max firsts.
Yeah, certainly. And in terms of paid LinkedIn ad manipulation, explain to us about that.
I guess everybody's getting the same thing now. It used to be 1 in 10, then it went to 1 in 6, 1 in 5. It's now 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 in your feed is a paid promotional ad where somebody like or anyone has decided they want to escalate their posts. So they pay LinkedIn revenue and boom, 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 it comes in. So it might not be relevant to you, but it comes in your feed because they paid for it and they've pushed it to 1,000, 10,000, 20,000 people or what have you. Now, that's only going to go further that way. It'll be every other one, and then it might be 3 ads to one personal thing, because LinkedIn, funnily enough, is on here to make money. They're owned by Microsoft. They're not a charity, so it'll get more. So what you want to do is make sure you get what you want to see in there. So I'm interested in digital and artificial intelligence and that sort of stuff. So when they come through, I pass a comment on them, a meaningful. Don't necessarily ask a question, but say, that's really interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how that develops. He's interested in that. I get all the digi and AI things in rather than stuff about plant care or lawyers or whatever, because that's not my field. So it's a clever way, again, of just keeping your notifications tight to what you want.
And, Stuart, it's very expensive to run ads on LinkedIn. I'm not against LinkedIn wanting to help company pages to run ads. However, maybe the reason why it's a bit there is because that it's a corporate platform that is the best B2B, and it have no one close in terms of second place that will compete with LinkedIn. So their pricing might be high to the small and medium enterprises, but the large organizations, the conglomerates, it would not be that of a high price because they're seeing the benefit out of it in terms of the return on investment. So for the small and medium enterprises who may think about spending that necessary funds on LinkedIn in terms of the ads, it may not be beneficial to you at this point in time. Maybe you will have to try to be organic, and then as your business climbs and the profits come in and you could be able to allocate these profits in terms of ad spending, well, then after that step will be something that you should consider. But presently, it's a bit there. Not against LinkedIn for that, because I love this platform. It brings so much opportunities to me and continue bringing many opportunities. And definitely, we have a bonus tip for you all today, which is reducing popular post notifications. That is something that is very intriguing. And Stuart, lead us with that.
Absolutely. So one of the key things you want to do is to become the most relevant comment on a really popular post. That could be an influencer, it could just be an amazingly popular post. So when everyone, I need to comment on that, and they go in, they say, oh, Stewart, what's he said? All right, because you're up there at the top. Now that's fantastic because you're advertising yourself. But then what happens in your notification field, excuse me, you find you're flooded with, oh, Johnny has just commented on Peter's post. So-and-so just commented on Peter's post. And it loads. So again, go to the three dots, click it, and it will put mute notifications.
Interesting.
So you're at the top. So they're still advertising you, but you don't get any notifications. The kicker is, don't forget, because you're up there as the most relevant, go back, because people will comment on your most relevant comment. So you need to dip back in yourself. So just like schedule said, just keep a note to say, right, go back into John's post here. Maybe I'm on it quite frequently, but let's just say if I'm dipping in, I'll probably do that 2 to 3 times a day to dip back to my comment, because there will be other people commenting, and you don't want to air them.
Yeah.
To minimize what's coming in.
That. And I would love to shout out some great individuals in the chat right now. So Sarada says, good evening from Malaysia. Good evening to you, Sarada.
Beautiful place.
Magali, good morning from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Good morning to you.
That's closer to you.
Gail says, good morning from TNT, Trinidad and Tobago, the place where the carnival is the most beautiful that you could ever imagine. Charles says, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning to you, Charles. James Harper says, good morning. Charles Key, San Diego, California, checking in. Awesome. Dr. Marcia says, good morning. Good morning to you, Dr. Marcia. Sneha says, good evening. Good evening to you.
It's great to see so many people. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Ilanga says, good evening from India. Nice to be here. Great to be having you today on our LinkedIn Live.
That's brilliant.
Hope I'm not missing anyone. Basically, all right. Sneha says she's from India. All right, lovely. Yes, so people, LinkedIn updates bi-weekly, right? Stuart, Huckett, and myself, we are always researching the best features of LinkedIn, always trying to understand the algorithm, the platform, and trying our best to help you be able to navigate through this awesome platform, because we know a lot of people are stuck. We see people first to begin, the profile is not fully optimized, they don't have a banner, they may have an awesome professional picture, however, the headline is not speaking directly to their niche market, and it's all over the place. People do not put MBA graduate, BA graduate. No one wants to know about your accolades, your achievements. They want to know what value that you are adding on this platform. And that is something people have to come out. It's just like the vanity metrics in terms of likes. You have to understand that at the end of the day, everybody here are professionals, have a lot of accolades behind the name, certifications. So by you putting MBA graduate, BA graduate, it's not really adding any value to myself, to Huckett, and also to anybody else on the platform. So be specific in terms of what services that you are providing, how that you could help people, and why should people reach out to you than somebody else. Your about section, that is something that you want to delve a bit into 3 paragraphs. I always say start off with sharing a story. Second, you could put your achievements, and third, ways that people could reach out to you, not even on LinkedIn, but email, website, and other forms of socials that you may be on. You go down to your education, you put your educational stuff, you put on your creator mode. Most importantly, it have a reason why it is that creator mode should be on, so that you could be able to utilize all the different features in terms of linking live, linking audio event, newsletters. What else?
It gets a bit mind blowing for people that are just starting off, because there's so many
things, so
we just try to pick a couple, 2 or 3.
Yeah,
3.
but I would say, Huckett, it's a reason why LinkedIn tell us to put in our creator mode, so that we could utilize all these different features. I think that if we utilize all these different features, put a structure. One day you do a LinkedIn live event, and next day a newsletter, and next day you do an audio event, and you go forth articles, those sorts of things. And in that way, now they will see that, all right, this person is utilizing all the different features that we have, and LinkedIn will reward you for that. You may not see it in the sense of monetary value, but you may see it in the sense that people are reaching out to your content more, because when it is LinkedIn realize that you are adding value on this platform, what they tend to do is push your content more unknowingly to you, and that is something you have to take in consideration. Always put content that could value someone else, and when you do that, you are an authority in your space. So with that being said, Stewart, anything that you would like to say in closing?
Just what I normally say is just be consistent. So you know what message you're trying to get across, and just be consistent with that message. With your posts, be consistent. They all have to be funneling people along to thinking, yes, you are the obvious choice in whatever field you're in. Any questions, we will obviously answer them later on. And if anyone has any future thoughts of what they'd like to hear about on our live chats, please just send us a message, and we'll make sure we add it in.
Sure. And everyone, thank you for joining our LinkedIn Live today. And those who on the replay, please do type in #TeamReplay, so we will know that you are watching the replay. And look forward for us, as I mentioned, bi-weekly. Wednesdays we have this, so that will be every 2 weeks, not next week Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. And any questions about LinkedIn profile optimization, LinkedIn strategies, LinkedIn outreach messaging, anything concerning LinkedIn platform, reach out to Stuart and myself, and we'll be gladly like to assist you. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Be safe, and most importantly, have a productive one.
Absolutely. Take care, everybody. See you next time.